Hey y'all, it's Sunday, May 24th, 2020. Um, Last night, I don't, I don't even think was one of those nights, I don't even think I got any sleep. I probably got a little bit. Um, I was twisting and turning pretty much all night, and I figured that I was being attacked with the dual weapons in my sleep. Well, not in my sleep, but when I was laying down trying to go to bed. Um, so, um, I don't know how they can, it's like me trying to figure out how they can do this remotely. Um, I think it was that, I don't want to get it wrong. I think was it Targeted Justice or was it Targeted Individual Awareness? One of those websites try to say that, oh, if you believe that a person, your next door neighbor or somebody on their cell phone is zapping you with the energy weapons, I'm just paraphrasing, then people gonna think you're crazy or look like a nut or whatever. But they say that most of the time it's not people doing it with their cell phones, but they say it's like coming from like the actual cell towers and satellites or whatever. But yesterday was the first time that last night was the first time, like, for a split second I felt like this shocking kind of feeling inside my mouth, like throughout my whole mouth, but for like a split second. And at that time, it felt like it. I don't mean to sound weird or insane or nothing, but it felt like at the exact same time it was a shocking feeling in my mouth. And then, at the exact same time, it felt like, sorry, my mind went blank. But exact same time, well, it tastes like as if metal was injected in my mouth at that exact same time, And I heard stories about other professed targeted individuals saying that they were hit with the EMF or whatever, or energy weapons or something, and that it, that they end up with a metallic taste in their mouth or something like that too. Or something about tasting electricity or something like that, And last night, I think my body was kind of like there are sometimes, especially on nights when I can't sleep or can't sleep well, I end up having this like as if my body's trying to, more like electrical shocks or seizure kind of feeling. Like my body's just like jerking, like my whole body, and mainly in my head, jerking. But I think it happened recently, within the past month or two. Like, I could be wrong, but it was sometime recently that I tried to, like, it used to happen all the time in 2008. There they go again with the, in 2008. Ain't no doggone emergency. It seems like it must be an emergency to them to serve Satan on a Sunday morning. So I would fall asleep, and like the very moment that I started to doze off, then my body would jerk back, like aggressively forced jerk back awake. And I thought I heard it was considered like myoclonic seizures or myoclonic jerk or hypnic jerk, you know. Wow, really? So moments like that, you can't tell whether it's a real emergency or they're still just using harassment. It's like the boy who cried wolf, you know. That's why I said it can't be that many mass amount of emergencies. And I didn't realize I don't know why, I haven't known of the three numbers together, 739. Those add up to the number 19, or would add up to 10 or 1. So I remember when I was living in Los Angeles, I didn't realize it was part of my targeting that I will be woken up at exactly 7:39 a.m. Then I was living in Jefferson, Louisiana, part of New Orleans in 2017 and 2018, and I would be waking up. I would hear the ambulance. I know there was a hospital right nearby, but it was a little bit a distance down, but I would hear that lots of ambulances, especially in the morning, not so much in the afternoon or evening, but it'd be mainly in the morning. And at that exact same time, 7:39 in the morning, I would hear the ambulance, the paramedics and stuff. And then when I was living in Greenville, South Carolina, in Greenville, South Carolina. No, they said at Greenville, South Carolina. I can't say how they say it, but they said Greenville instead of Greenville. You know, in Asheville, North Carolina, it's at Asheville. Not Asheville, but Asheville. So I'm talking about Greenville, South Carolina. In Greenville, South Carolina, this happened at least twice. That I would, like, one time I heard like an argument in my neighborhood, not in my apartment complex, but you can tell it sounded like it was a distance away. And they, I heard altercation, and it was like, just like a freaking movie. You know how when you hear, like, in several movies, I've heard it like this, and this is the first time I heard it in real life. Like, you hear gunshot like pow, like 5 o'clock in the morning. I heard gunshot like pow, and then immediately, like almost immediately, not exact same time, but almost immediately after I hear the gunshot, that's next thing you know, that's when I hear the sirens. Like certain movies, you hear that, like somebody shoots somebody, or like in a documentary or something, somebody might commit suicide, like, and you hear pow, and then next thing you know, immediately you hear the ambulance, the paramedics. So, you know, you hear the paramedics or something, like, instantly. It happened at least twice in Greenville, South Carolina, and I was like, this can't be real, you know? And then even in Greenville, South Carolina, literally, I mean, that, and when I know, I'm pretty sure there was no hospital nearby over there. But like, I would hear ambulance like almost 300 times a day, and I'm like, damn, I know there can't be that many emergencies. But I didn't realize this was part of my targeting and harassment, you know. And that M.A. Monson person tried to say that the sirens or whatever is part of a normal city occurrence, and that sound in the other video that it sounded far away, and that nobody's trying to harass you, and you know, yeah, I did a video talking about that person, but yeah, you're not qualified to diagnose me. You know, if you say that targeting evidence is real, but then telling me I'm mentally ill and need help, and then tell me you're neither a targeted individual nor a perp, well, what the hell are you then? You know? So, I know I used to hear the paramedics, when I was in Greenville, Denton, Texas a lot too. But I used to stay, like, I don't know, I guess you could say, like, down like, it was a very short distance, like, you can walk. But the hospital complex, it was like, the block that I lived on was, like, adjacent to the hospital complex, so the hospital and doctor's office and stuff. But by that being so big, it seemed like it would take like 20 minutes to walk to the actual emergency room area. But the hospital complex was like one block over, you know, like across, kind of, not like directly across the street, but kind of like over and across, sort of like, you know. But yeah, it's just the idea that you know, like, I thought it was just the foster mom and her personal evil. Speaking of paramedics and needing all those hospital trips and stuff, I didn't realize it was part of my targeting, because I had just turned 18. And it was like the week after Aaliyah died, which was the week after me and my twin sister's birthday. And I guess it was Labor Day weekend. And I was new going to college. Aaliyah had died on me and my twin sister's birthday when we turned 18. So, it was a week after, I think it couldn't have been 2 weeks. I think it was 1 week after I started college, and there was a football game like the next week because I was going to Nicholls State University, and so they had us travel to Lake Charles and go to McNeese State University for a football game. And it's like, that's the second time I ate what was my favorite food, and it's still my favorite food, but I don't eat it much. I don't eat burgers as often as I used to. Like, now I seldom eat burgers. There they go with the motorcycles again. I seldom eat burgers anymore, or French fries. Like, every now and then I have burgers, but not so much more like I used to. But, you know, I had just turned 18, and it's the first time it happened that it was super hot that day, and was The second time that I had food poisoning from a barbecue cheeseburger, you know. So, um, I cannot see those motorcycles are just taking away my focus. So I had two barbecue cheeseburgers. I didn't realize, 15 minutes already. I had two barbecue cheeseburgers, and with the barbecue cheeseburgers, I ended up, twice I had a moment where I had barbecue cheeseburgers and got food poisoning. And after I turned 18, that was the first time that I was abused and mistreated by the paramedics and the hospital people. So my time is up. I gotta go.